Hi guys! My name is Sanaya
and my name is Agastya,
and today I will tell you guys a story from Mahabharata Unravelled, written by Ganatra.
But what is the name of this story?
The story's name is Savitri.
Savitri? You mean the Savitri from Vata Savitri festival?
Yes! In the Mahabharata, Rishi Markandeya tells Yudhishthir the story of Savitri. Now the story will begin, so make sure you listen close.
Okay.
That day in the court of assembly, after the Pandavas had lost it all in the game of dice, Draupadi salvaged their fractured dignity with her resoluteness, despite being subjected to inconvincible wretchedness herself. She had been nothing less than a savior. Yudhishthir hadn't said much that day, but he had never forgotten this unparalleled deed of hers. One day, while the Pandavas were living out their exile in the forest, Rishi Markandeya paid them a visit. During the conversation, Yudhishthir poured his heart out to the sage. Among other things, he said, "I am not as anguished about losing my kingdom, nor do the trials being faced by me or my brothers bother me as much as I feel woeful about what Krishna or Draupadi is going through. She pulled us out of the distress that the evil Duryodhan and his friends had pushed us into during the game of dice. Even here in the jungle, people like Jayadratha have tormented her by trying to abduct her. Despite all this, she has been unflinching in her dedication towards us. Has there ever been any other lady in history who has been so steadfast in her commitment to her family and husbands like this daughter of Drupad?" Rishi Markandeya then told him the story of Savitri.
Even I want to know the story of Savitri.
Let's begin then. There lived a noble king named Ashwapati in the Madra Desh. The king had no child of his own even after years of marriage. Hence, with the hope to beget a child, he and his wife undertook rigorous austerities to appease goddess Savitri. After 18 years, a daughter was born to the couple. They named the girl Savitri, expressing their gratitude to the Devi. The girl grew up to become a divinely beautiful young lady. She was wise and well versed in scriptures. Her aura was such that few princes had the courage to seek her hand in marriage. When proposals were not forthcoming, Ashwapati asked Savitri to find a suitable match herself. "Go, find yourself a husband, a man equal in virtue to you. I will get you married to the boy you like," he said. Off went Savitri with some old ministers of her father to search for a worthy partner. She traveled through various cities and towns, doing pilgrimages, meeting sages, and looking for a prospective husband. While passing through a forest, she met a smart young man named Satyavan. Savitri was besotted in one meeting. Satyavan was a prince of Shalva Desh. When he was still a child, his father Dyumatsen was ousted from his kingdom by an act of aggression perpetrated by a neighboring king. Since then, Dyumatsen and his wife, along with their baby boy, started living in the forest. Satyavan grew up in the forest. He was brave and humble, well-mannered and well-educated. Savitri had made up her mind to marry no one else but Satyavan. She returned to her kingdom and told her father as much. But there was a problem. Devarishi Narad, who was visiting the kingdom of Ashwapati, did not approve of the wedding.
But why?
You'll come to know. Let's continue. "Is Satyavan not virtuous?" asked Ashwapati. "Satyavan is as bright as the sun, as wise as the teacher of the Devs, Bruhaspati, as courageous as Indra, and as firm and composed as the earth. He is generous, truthful, soft-spoken, restrained, and very handsome, replied Narad, confounding both Savitri and her father. Then what is the problem? They asked. Satyavan has a very short life. He only has a year left to live, replied Narad.
Oh, that is why he's saying no.
Yes, now you know. Ashwapati, as would be expected of a father, did not wish to marry his only daughter to a person who was destined to die so soon. He asked Savitri to find another boy. Savitri, however, was adamant. I will marry Satyavan and no one else, she asserted. Ashwapati gave in. He approached Dyumatsen to discuss the marriage of their children. Dyumatsen hesitated at Ashwapati's proposal. Your daughter has grown up in the luxuries of the palace. We live here in the forest, in a humble ashram devoid of all comfort. If she marries into our family, she will have to live an austere life like ours. Do you think your daughter deserves this hardship? He asked. Ashwapati responded affirmatively. Happiness and sorrow are ephemeral.
What does that mean?
Ephemeral means something that lasts for a very short time.
Okay.
Savitri and I have thought through all this, and we believe you and your family are worthy of ours. Hence, we have approached you out of a genuine desire to have Satyavan marry my daughter. Dyumatsen and his wife happily gave in their approval for the wedding. The marriage happened. Savitri went to live in the ashram with Satyavan and his family. She adjusted to the forest life very soon and very well. She was a good wife and a great daughter-in-law, taking good care of her parents-in-law. Satyavan, in turn, was a loving and affectionate husband. Savitri was blissful, but also was acutely aware that her bliss was going to be short-lived. She kept a mental note of the days that passed and those that remained. Even then, she did not let her anxiety show, nor did she tell anyone about it. When there were only 4 days left in Satyavan's life, Savitri undertook a 3-day fast. In addition to not eating, she had decided to stand all day and night for those 3 days. Her parents-in-law were surprised and worried. They tried to dissuade her, but Savitri comforted them. I am doing this to fulfill my mental resolve. I will be perfectly fine, she said. She desisted from telling them what the resolve was, not wanting to worry them further. The 4th day arrived. Satyavan got up to leave for the forest to get some wood and fruits for the ashram. Savitri requested him to take her along. The road is uneven and you haven't eaten a morsel since the last 3 days. It is not a good idea to take this trip. I will be back soon, he reassured her, but Savitri insisted. I do not wish to be away from you today. I haven't left the ashram in months. I'll be fine. Take me along. Satyavan relented and off they went. As they walked through the lush green forest, Satyavan was in a very happy mood. He pointed out the flowers, birds, and fruits on the way. Savitri was torn inside. She loved the way his face lit up when he was happy and excited. She attempted to reflect his joyousness as she kept praying for his life in her heart. After collecting the fruits and wood, Satyavan sat down for a bit. His head had begun to spin and he was profusely sweating.
I think it's the time for Satyavan's death.
I think so too. Savitri had a lump in her throat. The moment she so wanted to avoid was staring in her face. But she kept calm. She took Satyavan's head in her lap so that she could lie down and rest. His body had become cold. She could sense his energy drop. And then he was breathing no more.
Oh no!
Just then, a dark man with blazing red eyes and a bright aura appeared out of nowhere. Savitri softly put her husband's head on the ground and stood up to greet the stranger. You seem to me like a deity because your body is not like ours. Please tell me who you are and why you are here, she asked. The stranger introduced himself. I am Yama, the Lord of Death. Mortals can't see me. You are able to see me because you are a virtuous and pious lady. Satyavan has reached the end of his prescribed life, and I have come to take him away. You better get back now and do the final rites for your husband. He then pulled out a thumb-like flame of light from Satyavan's body and headed towards the west. Savitri followed him. How can I leave my husband? It behoves me to go where he goes, she said. Having walked a little further, she struck a conversation with Yama. Wise men have said that walking 7 steps alongside a stranger establish a bond of friendship between them. With the consideration of that friendship established between us, I wish to tell you something. Go ahead, say what you want, said Yama, intrigued. Savitri began expounding on the concept of dharma and the importance of controlling one's mind and senses to lead a fruitful life. Yama was pleased with her wisdom as well as her speech. You are a wise woman. I wish to offer you a boon. Ask me for anything except your husband's life, he said. Sir, if you so wish, please let my father-in-law get back his kingdom and his health, she asked. It will be as you say. Now get back to your ashram, said Yama and walked away. Savitri, however, continued to walk behind him. Then she began talking about the importance of satsang, association with the wise and the learned to improve one's own life. Impressed with Savitri's knowledge, Yama offered her one more boon. She could ask for anything except her husband's life. This time, she requested Yama to bless her father with brave and capable sons who could carry forward his lineage and expand his kingdom. Yama agreed and again asked her to return, but she was not the kind to give up. Savitri continued her conversation. This time, she explained the qualities of sages and saints. People trust sages more than even their own selves. That is because sages are affectionate towards one and all. Affection inspires trust. Yama was charmed. You surely are an astute woman. Rarely do I come across people with such maturity. Saying so, he offered her one more boon. Anything except your husband's life, he said. Savitri was not just wise, she was also very smart. May Satyavan and I have 100 children, valiant and virtuous, who will carry the reputation of our family forward, she asked. So be it. You shall have 100 children. Now please go back. You have already come a long way, said Yama without a moment's thought, hoping she would go away. How can I return without Satyavan? She asked. Your boon can come true only if I live with Satyavan as his wife. To keep your word, sir, I request you that you grant my husband's life. Without him, I am as good as dead, Savitri pleaded.
Oh, she smugly tricked Yama.
Oh, yes, she did. Let's continue. Yama laughed aloud. He had been outwitted by this damsel. You have won me over with your wisdom, speech, and sincerity. I will do as you wish. Satyavan will regain his life. Together, you shall have 100 children and live a healthy and happy life. Yama blessed her and went away.
Yay!
Savitri bowed to the Lord of Death and rushed back to the place where Satyavan's body lay. Soon he sat upright, as if he had just woken up from a deep slumber. He looked at his wife lovingly. "It seems like I slept for too long." Savitri smiled and the couple headed back to the ashram. In due course, all the boons given by Yama began to materialize. She had kids of her own. Her father-in-law got back his kingdom through public discontent against the king who had ousted him. And her parents had the kind of children who could carry their prestigious name ahead. Thus, Savitri, by her devotion, wisdom, and resoluteness, not only restricted her husband but also became the benefactor of her father and father-in-law, said Markandeya to Yudhishthir. The end.
Now I understood why we still celebrate Vata Savitri festival.
True, Vata Savitri has a great significance among Hindu married women as they observe fast on this auspicious day for the longevity and well-being of their husbands.
Oh, okay. What do you think about this story, guys? Please tell us.
And for more wonderful stories like this, we will see you in our next video. Bye!